Hi, welcome to yet another amazing, creepy, and insane TikTok videos that will make you think the whole day.
Hi.
Just from across there. You, my son is crying his eyes out. You gave him this bag of sweets, yes?
Well,
and
Halloween.
You gave him expensive Ferrero Rochers. He was so excited. That little boy was so excited. And then he opened them. And this, you gave him a Brussels sprout. You not one. No, not one. No, not just one. You gave him another Brussels sprout. I mean, what is wrong with you? You do that to a child. You're laughing. My son is in there crying his eyes out.
Trick-or-treat. He got
No,
tricked.
what do you mean trick-or-treat? How can you do that to a 5-year-old? I mean, seriously?
It's Halloween is trick-or-treat.
How is a 5-year-old supposed to understand?
Guys, the guy's very funny, guys. The boy got tricked.
This is the real truth about the Bermuda Triangle. All of the theories you have been told are wrong. There is no curse or aliens or sea monster there that is taking down ships and planes.
Okay.
All these theories have been created purposefully to mislead you. The truth is that the Bermuda Triangle is where all the rockets land that fail to break the firmament. The government has been trying to break the firmament for a while, hence Operation Fishbowl, where they sent nukes up into the atmosphere. We can't leave Earth because of this dome, which is why all the pictures of Earth are CGI. When rockets are shot up into the air, they all curve across the firmament and land in the Bermuda Triangle. The government deliberately created these myths about the triangle to keep people from traveling there and discovering the hundreds of rockets that are supposed to be in space. And if anyone does try to travel there, the military will engage and stop you threatening to attack. This is all just a conspiracy theory, but the evidence is very convincing.
Do you know about this Garth Brooks thing? And people will go like, what? And they're like, there's like a legit theory that he's a serial killer. And you see people go, what the f-? I'm like, does he know? And he's like, yeah, of course he knows. And I asked, like, how does he take it? And he goes, he's confused by it, doesn't get it at all. So the next time I ran into this dude, I guess he had turned a little bit from like, I'm confused by this to like, hey, I don't like this shit that this guy is doing. Found out who I was, and he said that Garth, when people bring it up to him, shows them the video of me breaking my arm and like falling, trying to dunk, and he goes, karma.
We sent our guys
He
out.
was on the Jumbotron.
What now?
Zolo was on the Jumbotron in Houston at the stadium show, and he held up like "We love you" Garth sign, and then he dropped it, and underneath it said "Where are the bodies, G?" and it's on the fucking Jumbo. We got tagged a million times that night.
People, yeah.
The warning.
Guys, is it true that he's a serial killer? As for this one, guys, I have no idea. But let me know if you have an idea of this, if this is true, and where are the bodies. Let me know your thought on this, guys.
Of a time traveler from the year 2671 about 2024 are downright haunting. He has warned us about 4 alarming dates. So save this video so you can keep track of these dates and see if they were right. Let's start with January 23rd. On January 23rd, 2024, humanity discovers an underground civilization called the Splitting World, living beneath the Earth's crust, but contact is made through a message declaring their intent to wage war against people on the surface. On March 7th, 2024, an Earth-sized planet is discovered in our solar system that is found to be a mirror version of our world, with opposite gravity, purple waters, and red plants, yet still habitable, making it a bizarre yet intriguing mirror twin to our own Earth. On April 15th, SpaceX successfully developed a method for spaceships to reach light speed only to unexpectedly encounter hostile alien life forms who learn of the breakthrough and want to take the new light engine technology for themselves, posing potential risks. Finally, on June 29th, 197, mysterious statues suddenly materialized in every country around the world, which are then discovered to have been covertly installed by unknown aliens to both observe and frighten humanity, as some kind of social experiment or prelude to an invasion, after their leader, Mitch, succeeded in his malign plans against Earth. Comment absolutely if you think any of these will come true.
Well, it's very simple. I have a clone. I have a clone for music. I have a clone for film. I have a clone for my personal life. I have a clone for my family life as well. So that's how it gets done. And each clone is under contract.
Which one am I talking to now?
Well, if I told you that, then, life wouldn't be as fun.
Wow, guys, this is very clear, guys. She openly confessed that she's a clone and she has clones for everything. Wow. Then this conspiracy theory about clones, guys, is the truth.
Because I now have a clone, and that clone does all of my music, and then I, have another clone for acting. I'm not going to tell you if it's me or not, what the name is.
They're making music right now, right?
Yeah, they're in the studio right now. And I just feel so humbled and just super, super blessed to be able to be doing anything, and doing something like this. Yeah, it's like you don't take it lightly. Yeah.
Do you have a clone yet, Daniel?
They are. They're not
Yeah,
useful as Janelle's clone.
Your eyes are not as blue as they were yesterday.
Yeah, slightly. But that might be something else.
This is crazy, guys.
Ryan.
This is crazy because this is just on TV and she has confessed. Wow.
He didn't say, oh, we have to have sex the first night. It was like, if you want to, let it happen naturally. I have a past of sexual abuse. So I was molested when I was 9 by my grandfather. In my relationship with Nick, there was sexual abuse.
My grandpa would take me out of my wheelchair and bring me into a closet.
Coming from a place where I never had life, I never felt safe. It was like being used and abused.
And he would perform acts on me. He would make me touch him. He would touch me.
With Ryan, it was like, if you want to, let it happen naturally. Because I was like trying to plan everything, and I was so nervous. I'm like, what happens if he doesn't like the way I look? Or, I'm nervous about just being naked too, because I have scars on my body. So in prison, it's not like he got to see me before he married me. So, they say, you gotta drink the milk before you buy the cow. And that didn't happen for us. So I was extremely nervous. But then within 10 minutes, I was like, okay, this is happening. And I felt totally comfortable and totally safe.
Gypsy told us that there may have been some abuse that went on in this house.
Abuse with who?
With you.
Who?
With Gypsy.
Gypsy?
Yeah.
Oh, no. No, I never. At the first I heard of it, we always would play together and always stuff together and stuff like that. But
why do you think Gypsy would say that if it's...
I don't know. She would try to touch me. I said, no, don't do that. When she started that when she was about 4 years old. I said, don't do that.
He said that he absolutely did not abuse you.
Wow.
He said you, as a really young girl, would try and touch him and he would have to tell you no.
That just confirms that I want nothing to do with him. I would have had more forgiveness in my heart had he just told the truth. And he could take it to his grave if he wants to, but the one person that is not going to visit him at his grave is me.
Celebrity Deaths That Seem Sus, Part 7 by popular demand, XXX. And that is what I'm going to call him, because I know I'll say his name wrong and y'all will roast me in the comments. So XXX died June 18, 2018. Some think that he faked his death, because actually a couple years back, he did do that on Instagram and had to come out and say, listen, it was just a prank. Some think he is dead, but that he predicted his own death. So the reason why they feel like he predicted his own death is because a couple days before he actually died, He went to Instagram and was like, listen, if I die, this is what I want my legacy to be about. And then a couple days later, he actually did die. Some believe the crime scene was staged or that wasn't him in the crime scene photo. Then there's some people who think Drake did it. Him and Drake had beef because Drake never reached out to his manager like he said he would. They came out with a song that sounded a lot like one of XXX's songs. He even went as far as going to Instagram and saying, listen, if I die, Drake did it, I'm snitching. In Drake's song, I'm Upset, he drops a verse talking about triple X, that's the only time I shoot below the neck. So people believe that's a hint of him admitting it. I don't personally think it's true, but that's just a conspiracy that's out there. As always, follow and comment.
Guys, so I think this needs to be really checked on. So if it's true that it was Drake that killed XXX, then it means that we have to really go deep into it. But if it is also a prank, if maybe he still staged his death as did for the first one and later comes years and tells us it's a prank, then that one, guys, we've all been pranked, guys.
Stories going back to the thalidomide crisis in the 60s and 70s, toxic shock syndrome, pesticide poisonings, which are really off the scale, even for small children, and Vioxx, just to name a few. It was on the market when they knew it was unsafe and people were spending a fortune so that the companies could make billions of dollars. We are the guinea pigs in a huge and complex experiment where the health and environmental repercussions are absolutely staggering. Babies are now born with what is called the body burden. That is, while they're growing in utero in their mom's bodies, they are already getting a chemical body burden that is passed on through the umbilical cord. And so by birth, these poor, innocent children are already affected. And there are staggering rates of birth deformities, cancers, and other reproductive related illnesses that we did not have 20 or 30 years ago. When I was growing up, there was no such a thing as a children's hospital. Think about it. We have children's hospitals all over. What has happened?
If you guys, true, what just happened? Let me know your idea at the comment section, because this thing.
Truly believe that the Nephilim, Rephaim, and Anakim giants never roamed the earth, then I got some questions I need you to answer. Who could have possibly been reading these giant, ancient books? Who? Some of you may attempt to claim that they made these giant books so big so that you could fit more information inside of them. Well, if that was true, why are the words so massive inside of these giant books? I mean, really, the lettering in the book is absolutely huge, along with the book itself, completely impractical for a human to use, unless it was gigantic. If these giants didn't exist, who could have possibly used such a giant door? Completely impractical for someone as small as the person standing next to the door to use. Who else would have used it? Someone gigantic. If these giants never existed, who would have used this door? Who would have carved these carvings in this door without having the modern technology we have today? If giants didn't exist, who would have been able to reach this latch up here to even open this massive door? And who would even want to walk through such a massive door in the first place? If giants didn't exist, who could have possibly wielded this giant, ancient petrified axe? Who? If giants didn't exist, who could have possibly wielded these giant stone swords? As you can see by looking at these swords, they have damage on them. You can clearly tell that they've been through battles. If giants didn't exist, whose gigantic helmet is this? What would be the purpose of even making something like this if you couldn't wear it yourself? Unless they were making it for giants. If giants didn't exist, what were the purpose of these gigantic cups? And why is there legends and folklore of this area saying that giants used to drink out of these? What's that about? There's evidence of giants everywhere. You just gotta know where to look. It's not even that hard to find. Just understand that the history you've been told is a lie. Allegedly. But you don't have to believe me. You don't have to take anything I say as gospel. They'll return one day. And when they return, everybody will see. And nobody will be able to deny it. But they'll only be the tip of the iceberg. I give command, and I bring them. Giants are coming to fulfill my wrath, rejoicing at the same time and insulting.
Guys, so I believe the evidence are right there. The evidence are right on the table. To my opinion, I think giants once ran on this earth. They existed. Even the Bible even speaks of giants. But let me know, guys, your opinions as well, because they are dear to me. Let me know what you think about if giants ever, right, were on this very earth.
Katy Perry is not who she says she is.
Is the answer to one of the most brutal, unsolved murders of all time Katy Perry? Is she actually murdered child pageant star John Benet Ramsey?
Blink twice if you're really John Benet Ramsey.
Wait, no. Theorist Dave Johnson started this conspiracy because he claims he knows from sources close to the crime that John Benet, who happens to look a lot like Katy Perry, was never murdered and it was all a lie. The theory goes that John Benet's parents faked her death and the ransom note because they wanted to get her away from the child pageant scene because she already had a few known creepy men fixating on her, P-words, and people trying to take advantage of her and wanted to use her talent and star quality when she was older. Even their parents look eerily similar if they just got older and aged a bit. How does this photo look like both of them at the same time? To throw people off her scent because Katy would insinuate that people would compare her to John Benet when she was younger, she for some reason made it clear that she was no stage kid and John Benet Ramsey wasn't waiting to burst out of her. They would both be in their 30s right now and they would both primarily sing Christian music, and a lot of people say maybe they can't find the culprit to the murder because it never happened. Before I share what Katy Perry has to say about this, make sure you follow so you finally know the crazy conspiracy theories about each of these celebrities and requests you want to see next.
Blink twice if you're really John Benet Ramsey.
Wait, no, that is not real.
I knew it. I'm taking it to TMZ.
You need the money or something? I mean, come on.
Bro, something gotta be wrong with these waters, bro. Cause them shits used to never be 3 for $12, bro. At all. You can get 3 whole packs for $12. What did they do to the water, bro? What's going on? At a time where all the food prices went up, why is it a deal on water? What did they do to the water?
Guys, I've always been afraid of the water personally I drink, because who knows what they've raked right into the water. So how can you buy these packs of water so cheap? Personally, I always know that there's nothing free in this world. There's something fishy when things become so cheap for us to buy. Most of the things that we're taking into our body. Let us be mindful of these things, guys. Be mindful.
There's zombies in China. A video that was released has caused a lot of discussion on social media and news outlets. People are asking if this is the start of a zombie apocalypse, with some believing the video to be real. Others suggest it might be nothing more than an elaborate hoax, but regardless of whether or not it's true, one thing is certain. If there was a zombie outbreak happening in China, it would have abruptly been kept under wraps by the Chinese government. So what do you think? Is this the beginning of a zombie downfall, or simply just another internet hoax that we'll laugh about one day?
The Simpsons predicted something really disturbing for 2024. In season 24, episode 9, Homer senses trouble and prepares a stocked bunker. Then, Springfield gets hit by a massive solar superstorm. No warning, just chaos. It shuts down everything. No electricity, no internet, total standstill. The show's take on this mirrors what might happen in real life. And now, not long ago, NASA has found a huge hole in the sun, spewing storms at an insane speed of 1.8 million miles per hour towards Earth. The last time we had a storm like this was way back in 1859, the Carrington event. Now, scientists think this 2024 storm could be 60 times stronger than that one, the most powerful ever. These storms could wreak havoc on Earth. Think satellites, power grids, GPS, and worst case scenario, even wiping out the internet and our tech permanently. Recovering from that might take decades. It's a ticking time bomb, and we might just be on the edge. But did you know that the movie that came...
Guys, wow, so is that why these rich dudes that we have are creating bunkers everywhere, right? Even I heard that this guy Mark Zuckerberg is even creating a bunker, and people are paying huge money to be part of these things. Does that mean that the earth is going to end very soon, guys, or it's just a different hoax? Let's hope, guys.
It's called Leave the Earth Behind.
This is the one with Julia Roberts.
Yeah. One with the Teslas.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed the 2 kids wearing the t-shirts.
No, I didn't.
One kid wearing an Obey t-shirt. And And the other girl was wearing a NASA t-shirt. Obey NASA.
Oh.
A lot of people were saying, NASA, what does that? Is a code for Satan. Everyone was saying like, oh, that NASA doesn't even spell that word. NASA always starts their countdown with T minus.
Yeah, what's T minus?
The missing letter to complete the word.
No, that's crazy.
The symbolism in the beginning and the middle and in the end.
Yeah.
The way they moved the movie was like through water, right? So there would be a painting behind the bed frame in the beginning, and it would just be calm waves, right? And then as the movie progressed and it got like crazier, then it would be wavier. There would be another painting, wavier. And then at the end, it would be pure chaos.
Hunger Game in real life, behind the scene of the Golden Billion. This conspiracy theory revolves around the idea that a select powerful group aims to limit the world's population to approximately 1 billion people. This elite faction, often considered the global elite or a shadowy cabal, purportedly seeks to control and manage resources by drastically reducing the populace. Advocates of this theory suggest that methods such as engineered diseases, forced sterilization, or orchestrated catastrophes like wars and pandemics are used to achieve this population reduction. The alleged goal is to consolidate wealth and power, allowing absolute control over global affairs while maintaining scarcity and poverty for the majority. However, expert analysis dismisses claims of a deliberate plan to reduce the global population to such a specific number, emphasizing the need for discussions about population control and resource management to be rooted in factual information. Never fall for their traps, everyone.
Wow, so guys, so you all heard this. Now, even COVID was one of the way whereby they used to control the world population. If you can see how COVID was able to wipe so many people across the entire world from the surface of the earth, killing so many. So I think that the COVID was one of the tools they used to control the population of the world. Guys, thank you very much. If this is your first time, click on the like button, subscribe, so that I can release more crazy TikTok videos that will make you think the whole day. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.